Here's what's coming up on this episode of Contributing to a Safer Ohio.
What most concerns me about traffic safety with the Amish is my fear that somebody's going to get hurt really bad and that we didn't do everything we could to keep everybody safe.
The English and Amish communities are working together to improve Amish safety. Also on this episode,
the long-range hope for the simulators is that we are truly able to identify new drivers, first-time drivers, who are truly ready to go out and take the examination.
Ohio began piloting portable driver simulator systems. We'll also take a look at Ohio State Highway Patrol's mobile field force. But first, Ohio Investigative Unit agents received training in the fight against human trafficking. These stories coming up on this episode of Contributing to a Safer Ohio. There is a new push in the fight against human trafficking. Agents with the Ohio Investigative Unit received additional training to help fight human trafficking in Ohio's truck stops, bars, hotels, carryouts, and adult entertainment venues, most of which also have liquor permits.
Due to the constant foot and vehicle traffic and hours of operation, many of these liquor permit premises, it is well known that these traffickers use these as opportunities to cover their crimes. The Ohio Investigative Unit is involved in human trafficking because agents are undercover, and they can go from one liquor establishment to another, look for signs of human trafficking. All the while they're dressed in plain clothes and they blend in. In June, every agent received updated training on human trafficking and information on how to connect potential victims with service providers.
They're going in there because they have the right to go in there to make sure everything else is legal. Why would they not want to make sure that there's no sexual coercion, force, and trafficking happening in these places? I think that it's brilliant. It needs to happen.
Sex and labor trafficking often take place where there is a liquor permit, and for that reason, agents have formed regional human trafficking interdiction working groups.
The regional human trafficking interdiction working groups are meant to connect law enforcement agencies and victims advocate organizations so that together they may provide outreach programs for advocates and information on how to connect with those identified as potential victims. Agents will also offer up their services for the departments who may need additional resources.
To be able to identify a huge problem in these areas, I think is overwhelmingly awesome, amazing, and I'm excited for it. Because people can really be saved on this, you know.
In addition to the working groups, agents will also be offering an educational component to the approximately 24,000 liquor permit premises in Ohio. During alcohol server knowledge courses, agents will be providing information to liquor permit holders and their staff on how to possibly identify human trafficking victims and the indicators.
In addition to public education for liquor permit establishments, agents will be discussing human trafficking during their Sober Truth programs. The Sober Truth program is presented to junior and senior high school students. The intent is to raise awareness and prevent teenagers from becoming victims of human trafficking. After a significant number of Amish buggy traffic crash fatalities in Northeast Ohio in the late 1990s, the English and Amish communities came together looking for ways to improve Amish safety. This led to a blended committee out of which the Amish Health and Safety Day event was created with the intent to promote not only buggy safety, but tips for fire safety, bicycle, and pedestrian safety and farm safety. More than 1,400 people attended this year's event at Kime Lumber in Charm, Ohio, located in Holmes County on August the 1st. Lieutenant Stephanie Norman leads the Ohio State Highway Patrol's Wooster Post, which is located right in the heart of Amish country. It's estimated that approximately 4 million tourists visit Ohio's Amish country in Northeast Ohio each year. Amish Health and Safety Days represent a significant part of the patrol's overall Amish safety strategy.
Amish Health and Safety Days, it has so much importance for our community. We have a growing Amish community, and it's very important for us to keep them safe in many different respects. We look at it from a traffic safety, health and physical wellness safety, mental illness, home safety, anything that we can do to educate and help the Amish community. Our working relationship has really improved over the years, whereas before maybe the Amish community might have been a little afraid to have conversations with us. Now it's an open line of communication. This year's Amish Health and Safety Days, it was a collaborative effort as far as putting it together. We worked with the Amish Safety Council, our Safe Communities, which entails the Anazao, the Highway Patrol, the Sheriff's Office, local police departments, Millersburg Police, the state fire marshals, the EMA. Everybody that's in that community has taken part in this, as well as our local hospitals. Typically, we have several booths set up, ranging from folks from the hospitals, the health department, anyone that has anything that they can educate as far as what they can do to help the Amish community. We also had 3 special presenters that talked about uniloaders, grain bin safety, as well as fire safety within the home. One other function that they do at the Amish Health and Safety Days is a lighting display. And the lighting display, it explains and shows the community what we as English see when we see buggies and bicyclists and pedestrians walking, especially at nighttime, and how important it is for them to be seen and to wear reflective clothing or maybe lighting that's required and a little bit extra that they could do to help keep us all safe on the roadway. We do the mock crash. It's the finale to our event. And one of the things that we do is we talk with the Amish Safety Committee on things that they want us to educate their community on, as well as what we need from a traffic safety. So this year's event was a mock crash involving bicyclists as well as a work truck. When we do the mock crash, it's very quiet when we're doing it. So we know that they're really taking in all the information that we're putting out, and it's very well received within the community, and we get a lot of good feedback once the mock crash is completed at the end of the night. The community really enjoys the event. It's an opportunity for the English and the Amish to collaborate, to communicate, and they have the ability to ask us questions, and we have the ability to learn a little bit more about the Amish traditions. Something that's very important for everyone to know is the Amish community really wants to help. They want to follow the rules, they want to know what the rules are, and they want to be able to help keep everybody safe as well as themselves.
Ohio is leading the country as the first state to begin piloting portable driver simulator systems as safety screeners and skill diagnostics prior to road tests. As part of the Drive Toward a Safer Ohio initiative, the Ohio Department of Public Safety partnered with the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, also known as CHOP, and the Ohio State University to develop the simulator.
CHOP has an impressive body of research over the past few decades using driver simulators to study teen driving behaviors, including distracted driving, and as an added benefit, they also have a partnership with Ohio State University, so there was a local connection as well.
The simulators will provide a pretest assessment at the BMV driver examination stations by testing applicants on their ability to appropriately respond to routine traffic stops, traffic lights, emergency vehicles, stop signs, railroad crossings, crosswalks, and school zones. The assessment score will not affect the ability to obtain a driver's license, but will serve as diagnostic data for the BMV and CHOP during the pilot program. The software is designed so that each driving scenario is randomized to avoid predicting the course layout or the order of the assessment criteria.
The ultimate goal of the use of simulators as part of the exam process is to have safer drivers on the road. We are currently in an early part of our pilot testing phase to try to establish a correlation between student performance on the simulator and performance on the road test. The greater the correlation we see between how they do on the simulator and ultimately whether they pass or fail on the road, the more comfortable we can feel using the simulator as an effective gateway for first-time drivers to say yes they are or no they are not prepared with the technical skills to go out and take their exam with one of our examiners.
The Ohio State Highway Patrol's mobile field force provides rapid, organized, and disciplined response to civil disorder, crowd control, or other tactical situations. Established in 2011, this all-volunteer group of 100 troopers and sergeants has become an indispensable resource in Ohio and across the United States for response to critical incidents that involve large groups of individuals who are demonstrating outside the parameters of a peaceful demonstration. Their mission is defined in their motto, "We are here to protect life and property."
When a situation starts going bad, when there's possibly a small group of folks that attach themselves to these crowds with the intent to harm the citizens, harm officers, or destroy property at those locations, that's the need for a mobile field force.
I saw the opportunity to be part of a team that this team would run towards the call. We'd be thrown into possibly extremely dangerous situations where chaos and mayhem could occur, and we still need to maintain that professional self-discipline, maintain our bearings to complete the mission and overcome the adversity and bring back the peace when some intentions may not be peaceful.
The division was asked early on to provide mobile field force support down in Athens, in particular for some of the festivals that they would have at Ohio University, those being Palmerfest, Millfest, Highfest. Prior to our arrival, I would say in 2012, the students at Ohio University kind of had the upper hand. Ohio University and Athens Police Department obviously had limited resources, and we're talking about crowds that were in the thousands on 2 city blocks where kids were just everywhere. On private property, there was alcohol involved, loud music. When the division sent mobile field force personnel down there because of our training, because of our discipline, the students automatically felt the difference in the atmosphere. They were still allowed to have a good time, but when it was time to shut down or it was time to prevent injury and or property damage, they could feel the vibe that was coming from our discipline and our training. And those particular block parties were closed down without incident.
There's a moment that sticks out in my mind of the reason why we're doing this. We were in Cleveland, and we were assisting Cleveland Police Department, and there was an instance where there was a group that they were causing some issues, and Cleveland Police Department needed some assistance, and we showed up, and when we did, we were on the other side, and after it was all said and done, Cleveland came up and thanked us, and they said, when we saw you guys, we knew we were good.
Wherever we go, these guys are locked on. They understand the mission, they understand all the training they've received up until this point, and they understand that we are in a spotlight.
We were afforded the opportunity to work with great agencies from across this country, and some of them traveled across the country to answer the call and assist us in the RNC. It was pretty humbling, and it was outstanding effort from all the agencies that we were able to complete the mission and have a successful RNC.
As a show of force to the delegates there, to show them that there was officers available to protect them. We would march from one particular location to another inside the hard perimeter. And whenever we passed a group of delegates that were outside enjoying music or discussing, things that were going on during the RNC, and they saw this group of 33 troopers marching from point A to point B, they immediately stopped, looked at us, started clapping and whistling, and told us, "Thank you for your service." The Mobile Field Force is part of what we call Ohio Task Force Blue. In the event that one of our neighbor states or any of the other states experiences a natural disaster, for example, what's going on in Texas, and they are running short on resources or security packages, and they see that we participate in those types of incidents, they can reach out to us, ask us if we could come down and help. Some of the missions are small contingency of people. Some of the missions are large, where multiple platoons are involved. Regardless of the size, that core group, it all goes back down to the individual person. They always act together professionally and as a team. If I walked around to any of the members of the team and I said, what is your primary mission on the mobile field force? They would always respond, protect life and property.
We'll fulfill whatever mission it is with the utmost professionalism to protect and serve, protect life and property, as our motto goes. Not only the citizens of Ohio, but this great country of America.